All right, let's get a message from my babes, if we may. I just got done doing yard work again, so pardon my funkiness, if you would. You know what's been stuck in my head? Chris Brown and Jordin Sparks. How do you expect me to live alone and just breathe? Will my world... So how do you expect me to live alone and just breathe? When my world revolves around you, it's so hard for me to breathe. So, when we are connected, or when we are connecting to somebody who is like literally our air, and without them we can't breathe. I don't know, but that song has been on repeat. Should we get some love oracles to be like, what in the heck? Somebody cannot breathe without you. You are somebody's air. That's a lot. That's a lot of responsibility on one person's shoulder to be the sole provider of somebody's air, just as it would be a major responsibility to be the source of somebody's financial stability or emotional support or mental clarity. It's like when we look outside of ourselves for air, for money, for support, for growth, I think we might be setting ourselves up. I'm not sure though, because gosh, wouldn't it just be so wonderful to be able to rely on an external source for all the fucking things? But we have to depend on our own energy, our own lungs, our own... we have to be able to stand in our own power, and it's like only then we even can attempt to connect to somebody that we're trying to connect with, because it's only then that we're on the same level or resonance or vibe or frequency or energy or level. Did I say level? It's like the level that we want to... at the level we want to connect with some outside source is the level that we need to connect with ourselves first. With that said, let's get a love oracle and see what's happening between you and a potential or current lover. Lightning. Oh dear. Sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. Oh, that song's just blasting in my head. Jordin Sparks is just like in my head. Anyways, something is changing between you and whoever is helping you breathe. There's a little lightning strike, like it's like the tower. It's like, yo, didn't see that coming. Which maybe what you didn't see coming is that you don't actually like the whiff of the non-fresh air that you just got from who you thought was giving you fresh air, and this funky air. I don't actually know. I'm just trying to, I don't know. It says sudden change, shocking news, surprise. It's like, what's the surprise? The surprise being that their air is not as fresh as you thought, or the surprise is that even if they have fresh air, you have your own source of fresh air? What? Or the surprise, perhaps some sort of shocking news is that I don't know, something shocking though, and it's going to cause things to shift. What is this one? Hammer! Sabotage? Ugh. Rebuilding, integration, repetitive, persistent, and working on it. This is like feeling like somebody has been just like the hammer. It's like trying to get the nail in the hole or hitting the nail on the head. It's like nope, if we just keep pounding enough, we will secure the structure. Okay. Somebody's trying to secure things. I'm not sure, you guys. Let me just not be biased or emotional and see what's happening here. Somebody who perhaps may or may not to rely on somebody else to just breathe. Or if you are relying on somebody else to breathe, and that is a situation, if you're 18 years or younger, it's acceptable. But when you are of age and able to support yourself, I mean, of course, there's those with, handicaps. But we're talking about the situation where the handicap might just be an illusion and not some actual situation where there's dependency that's necessary. I feel like somebody here is learning that they can breathe on their own, and that all that effort that they're putting in to, like the hammer, it's gonna work, it's gonna work, it's gonna work. If you could just put all that effort into yourself and like pumping air into yourself, like, oh my gosh, if I just learned how to breathe on my own, and then so it is. Sometimes, if we're so lucky, we can come together with somebody who is able to breathe on their own. You're able to breathe on your own. We come together and we're just like, there's no controversy within the fundamental breath of your individual lives. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Of course, it's general. Some of us depend on others. Some of us don't. Some of us are realizing that we don't have to. And some of us are realizing that we do have to, but that we eventually don't need to. It's like, okay, wait. How do I breathe on my own? Let's just get another one. There is some shocking information here. Somebody's just been pounding, working on this connection or themselves, trying to just breathe. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Paradise. wedding rings at the bottom. Just 1 second, my beautiful babes. I have to blow my nose. 1 second. If you may. Wait just 1 second. For me. Yesterday was laundry day, and so my snot rag is not here. Well, it's right there. It hasn't been folded. Anyways, so we have something shocking. There's been a shakeup, and it has to do with putting in so much work. And it's like, it feels like somebody, it's like the shakeup is the fact that somebody has been just like hammer, trying to make things work. And it's paid off. What? It's paid off. That's not what I was initially feeling. But then we have the paradise energy. Somebody has put in the work. It's like the work perhaps is your thoughts intruding on a concept that you're trying to understand. It's like pound away. And the concept of, can I breathe on my own? Yes. Somebody is learning that they can, or that they will be able to eventually. And it will allow, it's like the breath that you're gaining from this connection. Once you know that you can breathe on your own, it's going to allow for, like I said, when you're both able to breathe on your own, you come together, and the breath of your connection gains synchronicity. It's like, so, and this could and it gets fucking bizarre and tricky because, so often, let's just talk traditionally for simplicity's sake, the male role is to kind of provide the breath, let's say, and at the same time, it takes a toll. And so if the male's role is to provide the breath for a woman who no longer needs their breath because she learned how to breathe on her own, then he feels some type of way, like, well, what's my role now? But at the same time, he is relieved of the pressure where he is there, no longer there to, the provider of some sort of breath dependency. I think if you guys can follow me. And so if the roles are no longer provider slash needy, the provider and the needy, if it's just nothing necessary to provide and nothing necessarily needed, then you come together and it is a whole different connection that very few, I believe, because otherwise you'd see all the stories in the world if there were more, but there's not. So it's a very few amount of us get to the point where we breathe on our own and connect with those that are breathing on their own, or whatever. It's like it feels like a new age where we have developed the tools or enough avenues where things are supported individually. I can't quite get the message. Somebody's learning to breathe on their own, and the opposite, who is a provider, is also learning their role as a partner, not a provider. Okay, there it is. Woo! So how do you expect me to live alone and just breathe? My world revolves around you, it's so hard for me to breathe. How am I gonna breathe with no air? No air. Alright, so let's just get one more. What is the outcome from my babes? Just trying to breathe on their own. Seduction. Seriously. Attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party interference. What? Without getting so into the psychology of this message, let me just please put it as simply as possible. And that when somebody learns to breathe on their own, it is a simultaneously like is like a situation where you are seductive just because you breathe on your own. It's like the male might feel some type of way like they don't know their position of providing you air. Now that you have your own air, they feel seduced. And like, we can enjoy breathing independently. Yes, I mean it's not like the first time this has ever been some sort of possibility, but it is rare, so it's worth mentioning. It's like, wow, this person can breathe on their own. I am in. It's like a complex for the male who is used to providing, but then it's like, yeah, could you just be a partner, not a provider? No offense. Like, bless, we need, no offense. But like, when you're the provider, I wouldn't know because I've not been a providing male, but I just feel like you are a providing male. You have some sort of like, okay, you provide this, and so in compensation or reciprocity, equal give and take, then it's like, well, I provide this, and so you give me that, and it's like, what is that? Like, if I don't need your air, then how do we just be partners and not be weird about what I owe you because you provide this? It's like, okay. Like, I would probably been able to breathe on my own from the get if we weren't taught to be so. Ew. It doesn't matter because I enjoy and I even encourage the traditional route of male and female roles and the way that they contribute within a connection. It's just gets a little. And so if we could just bring to the table creative energy instead of dependency sort of energy. It's just, I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. Somebody here is learning to breathe on their own, and it is seducing somebody. It's like, wow, you can breathe on your own. It's like, in there, if we can reverse the roles, like the men are dependent on the women in a sense, in a whole other way. But, you know, that's just a whole nother story. So, I'll just keep it right there. Oh my gosh. Somebody here is breathing on their own and it is seducing somebody else. Which is so weird. You just see somebody over there just chilling, breathing on their own, and it's like, whoa. I'm like, I'm just breathing. Literally just sitting here. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I hope that helped somebody at the very least, was entertaining. Because it seems pretty often that we don't quite accomplish too much during these messages, but it is what it is. So something's being shaken up. Somebody's been working real hard. I don't know, trying to breathe on their own, and it's turning into a paradise that's attracting or seducing somebody else. When you both just are full, wholesome people and don't depend on each other, you bring some sort of extra essence to not just the connection, but the world. So I think that's what where we're going to leave it. The sword and the rose at the bottom. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. Honor the truth, honor yourself, honor your breath, and the truth, and that is a form of protection. So that's what I have for my babes. I truly hope that helped. I love you guys so much. Until next time.